The legislation makes no provision for what follows, and the referendum is advisory.
The House legislated for a people's vote. It legislated for a people's vote that was held in 2016, and that vote determined that the United Kingdom should leave the European Union.
3 investigations now that the Electoral Commission carried out and that it has concluded and that it has now passed to the Metropolitan Police. So that is overspending by Leave EU, overspending by Vote Leave, and overspending by Believe. Yeah. And the Electoral Commission has now concluded those investigations to a criminal level of proof, and it's passed those over to the Metropolitan Police. So we can say definitively that yes, actually, those laws were broken. And
the problem is, of course, that we could have players setting up overseas. For example, if I set up in the American state of Delaware, where there's a lot of corporate privacy, and got 10 million quid and a decent data set, I could start sending out adverts to people, and I wouldn't need to put an imprint on them, because they'd be fairly untraceable anyway.
There is a challenge where you've got, overseas actors acting overseas to influence in this country. You need to have some action in this, where it's hitting this country, you need to have that action.
Where do you set the bar in terms of deciding that a breach is so significant that it might have unduly altered the outcome of the election and that election should be rerun?
We would consider that a matter for Parliament.
The Electoral Commission is an independent regulator accountable to Parliament, not to the government. They have taken steps, they have, as we know, taken steps in relation to the Vote Leave campaign, and I would expect that all those involved and required to do so will give the evidence that is required and give and respond appropriately to any questions that are raised with them.
And delay Brexit until she has informed the House as to the status of the police and NCA investigations after Vote Leave and Leave.eu were found guilty of corrupt activities by the Electoral Commission.
I say to the very simply to the honourable lady, as I think she's discussed the issue of delaying Brexit with me before. Can I just simply say to her, this Parliament gave the people of the United Kingdom the decision to choose whether to leave the European Union or to stay in. They chose to leave the European Union. I think for trust in politics, it's important that the government delivers on just that.
You set the bar in terms of deciding that a breach is so significant that it might have unduly altered the outcome of the election and that election should be rerun?
We would consider that a matter for Parliament.